Everyone. Today we are going to learn about different chemical substances which are used or formed from salts. That is the common salt, NaCl, sodium chloride. Okay, so first let's understand how sodium chloride is formed. Sodium chloride is obtained naturally. One is either by the evaporation of sea water by using sun's rays in different methods, and the other one is by obtaining the sea salt which was deposited for a long time by bygone seas. What do I mean by bygone seas? Is there maybe 1,000 years before, or maybe 5,000 years before, or 200, 300 years before, that was a sea which, because of the tectonic plate movement or because of the movement of the earth surface, underground movement, there was plenty of earthquakes and volcanoes, due to which these sea water got trapped and they were covered by landforms, due to which the sea water got dried up under the pressure and temperature. It gradually changed into rocks, and they are known as the rock soils. The pink color that you see here is because of the rocks which are being obtained from the Himalayas. So it's a rock salt obtained from Himalayas. So rock salts are more of those salts which are obtained from the underground deposits by the bygone seas. And normally the sea salt is formed by the evaporation process. Okay. So the sea water contains many salts already. Sodium chloride is separated from these salts. They are not one type of salt, they are many salts like magnesium salt, calcium salt, magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride, calcium sulfate, sulfate, zinc sulfate, aluminum sulfate. There are so many different types of salts which are dissolved and mixed with seawater. But the percentage of sodium chloride is maximum in seawater. So seawater is trapped in large, shallow pool and allowed to stand there. By gradual evaporation process due to sun's heat, the left out is residue is a white pinkish salt, which is further purified in big industries by different processes, and common salt is purified and taken out. The same with the rock salt, as I mentioned, are the seas which were bygone seas, which dried out. Okay, deposits of such solid salts are found in several parts of the world, and these large crystals are mostly brown in color due to the impurity. Now, common uses of common salt or uses of NaCl, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is actually used as a raw material for making variety of materials in industries, for industrial production, like sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder, and many more. It is used for cooking, which is the normal salt used for cooking. It is used as a preservative in pickles and curing meat and fish. What is the meaning of curing meat and fish? Meat and fish are being used in olden days to preserve. How to preserve it for a longer time? During winter seasons, if they are unable to fish, how to preserve it? They used to apply sea salt or normal salt and leave it to dry. Or sometimes they used to cure the meat, that is the red meat. They apply salt and spices all around it and let it dry, and they used to use it during the winter season. Same way it is used in manufacturing soap. During the winter season, heavy snowy winter season in northern parts of the northern countries, the northern hemisphere, when large amount of snow gets collected on the road, it's very hard to dig out or just remove the salt. So remove the snow. So what they do is they just sprinkle salt on the upon this snow. The snow will melt off and become watery. So it's easy to clean away. The most important usage of sodium chloride is to form sodium hydroxide. Before we look into the process, let's clearly see what happens in the industrial manufacturing of sodium hydroxide from sodium chloride. As you can see here, the salt water, which is the water from the ocean, is brought and it is put into the brine treatment container, where the sea water is treated to remove all the impurities, which is then passed through this brine filter. That means pure salt water. Brine is nothing but salt, that is sodium chloride mixed with water. So this sea water is purified and it is being pumped into this section. This section is nothing but it is being treated by electricity and energy. So the electricity is passed through the electrical poles and fuel tank. So the electricity is passed through the sodium chloride, which will further form two important components, and it is being transferred to the catalytic tank and the analytic tank. Okay. So in the catalytic tank, the first thing which is produced is steam, right? And the second thing which is produced is caustic evaporation, through which again steam is removed. Okay. Now the products that we get from the long process is these: HCl gas, which further forms caustic soda, sodium hypochlorite, sorry, or sodium hydroxide, and dilute HCl. Right? This is a very complex industrial process through which the brine is being electrolyzed, means electricity is passed through it, and furthermore complicated processes are being done through which you get four different components, that is hydrochloric acid, caustic soda, sodium hypochlorite. So we just saw that industrial structure, which is very complicated. So normally if you want to do it, the simple explanation is brine. Brine means salt water, which is introduced to a big container, okay, wherein electricity is passed. Now if you look into this, there is an anode and there is a cathode which is connected with the battery, a high voltage battery supply. Okay, once the current is passed through it, what happens? Now this separator is called as a membrane separator, through which the sodium ions can only pass into the next chamber. So the salt water is introduced into this chamber and electricity is passed. Whereby when the electricity is passed, the sodium ions will start traveling, okay, from the left chamber to the right chamber, and only chlorine is left out. The chlorine are the green bubbles which are being removed as chlorine gas. The sodium will reach here and it will react with pure water molecules, which are hydroxyl molecules, and it forms sodium hydroxide, which is removed from this outlet. And the white bubbles that you see is the hydrogen gas. Correct? So three major products, which are chlorine, hydrogen, chlorine gas, hydrogen gas, and sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide is formed by passing electricity through the brine. Brine is nothing but salt water solution, NaCl mixed in water. Brine decomposes further to form sodium hydroxide. This process is called as chlor-alkali process. Why? Because we are getting alkaline, which is the sodium hydroxide, and chlorine, therefore chlor-alkali process. So this is the reaction: NaCl plus H2O gives NaOH plus Cl2 plus H2. It's a very simple reaction shown here, but the process I showed how long it takes in the industry to produce. So the major products from common salt which are formed is hydrogen gas, chlorine gas, and sodium hydroxide. Now hydrogen gas is used in fuel making, margarine. Margarine is nothing but your mayonnaise, ammonia for fertilizers. Chlorine gas is used for water treatment as a disinfectant in swimming pools, making PVC pipes, CFCs, and pesticides. Sodium hydroxide is used for degreasing metals, means cleaning the metal surfaces. It's used in making sodium soap and detergents, paper making, artificial fibers. Now further, when hydrogen and chlorine are combined together in a separate system, industrial setup, we get hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric acid is used for cleaning steel, ammonium chloride, making ammonium chloride. It is used in making medicines and cosmetics. Same way, in a separate industry, chlorine and sodium hydroxide are reacted together in a particular standard conditions where you get bleach. And bleach is used in major bleaching fabrics, cleaning purposes. I've just listed out these individual components and their uses. Like sodium hydroxide making soap and detergent. This is how the sodium hydroxide pellets looks like, and sodium hydroxide liquid. Okay. Making artificial fibers, degreasing metals, and manufacture of paper. Hydrochloric acid, which if you look into the lab, they'll be having bottles with hydrochloric acid for preparing all the different types of chlorides. Okay. And medicine and cosmetics. Dyeing and textile industries, cleaning steel, specifically cleaning steel. Chlorine is disinfectant, which is used in swimming pool and water treatment plants for making PVC pipes and CFC or pesticides. Hydrogen gas, it's mainly used as rocket fuel. Mainly used in rocket fuel and in making ammonia for fertilizers, right? Now we are looking into the bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is obtained by reacting the chlorine gas. The chlorine gas that we obtain in chlor-alkali process from the brine solution, that chlorine gas is allowed to pass through or react or made to react with dry slaked lime. What is dry slaked lime? Calcium hydroxide is your dry slaked lime. So when calcium hydroxide reacts with chlorine, it gives you bleaching powder and water. This bleaching powder is written in a very simple form, but the process of making bleaching powder by actual decomposition is very complex, and even the formula for the compound is very complex. So in a simpler way, they have shown this. Okay, the uses of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is mainly used as a what we say bleaching cotton and linen. Bleaching cotton and linen is like or in paper wool wood pulp. So what happens? These linens and cotton and wood, they are used here. They are obtained from natural products. Wood is a natural product. Cotton is a natural product. So these natural products have some germs or microbes present in it, and also the dirt material. So to remove that, they are reacted with bleaching powder. So automatically it will bleach off and gives out the pure cotton or paper pulp comes out of a pure form. Same way it is used for cleaning, disinfecting areas and disinfecting drinking water. And it's mainly used in chemical industry as an oxidizing agent. Okay. The next compound that we are going to see, which can be made from sodium chloride, is sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is also called as the baking soda. Okay. So baking soda, when cold and concentrated brine. Cold, first of all, brine means again seawater, which is having only sodium chloride mixed with water. So concentrated sodium chloride solution, which is cold and made to react with ammonia and carbon dioxide. Again, it's industrially produced baking soda. It can be produced only in industry. It's a very complex procedure. So the simple equation is sodium chloride reacting with this is nothing but brine. Sodium chloride and water is brine. When reacts with carbon dioxide and ammonia, it forms baking soda. Ammonium chloride and baking soda. Right? Baking soda is used in many purposes, mainly for baking cakes and breads. In household, you can see many different uses are given here for cleaning purposes, for removing any bad odor, right? Even it is used in some medicinal purposes, which you can read out here as a deodorant, to remove sunburns, oven cleaner, bathtubs, right? Cleaning bathtub, polishing silverware, even removing the odors, bad odor from a fridge. Okay. So the basic usage of baking soda is it is used for as cooking items, mainly baking breads, cakes, and crispy fries. Okay, it is used as an antacid, one of the ingredients of antacids. It is mainly used if soda acid fire. Now, if any particular industry has fire, is caught under fire. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So there are different types of fires. If a fire is erupted because of acid, then to extinguish it, we use soda acid fire. Okay, then it is used for making baking powder. How does a baking powder is formed? By mixing baking soda with tartaric acid. Baking soda with tartaric acid, right? That will give you baking powder. Next is washing soda. How do we get washing soda? Now, short form, the real name, common name for the scientific name of washing soda is sodium carbonate. Baking soda was sodium hydrogen carbonate. This is sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is again used by heating baking soda and recrystallizing, means forming crystals. Okay, so sodium carbonate, when mixed with water in an appropriate and in a restricted manner, you will get sodium carbonate, which is called as the washing soda. As the name suggests, washing soda is used for washing purposes, in cleaning agent, cleaning purposes at home, and mainly in glass industries to form glass, making glass, manufacturing glass. So the main uses of soda, washing soda is used in glass, soap industries, and paper industries. Right. Next, it is used for manufacturing sodium carbon compounds like borax, and cleaning agent, removing permanent hardness of water. So the four items that we saw, the four major things which are made from sodium chloride is sodium baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder. Right. These are the main three components, and sodium hydroxide, the main component. Hope it is clear. Thank you.